and all the rich guys in the world came together. And the powers that be from the darkness came and told them, guys, we need a Federal Reserve for money oversight.
Jekyll Island.
Across the world.
Yeah.
And all the rich boys and girls said, no, we don't. And then they were told, by the way, guys, there's a boat. I started seeing the numbers coming from the US Border Patrol saying 300,000 children are missing.
MIA, bro?
Missing.
And where? How?
Not 300,000 shillings. Children missing. I was like, bro, hii kitu haiwezi. Then I dig. I'm like, oh my God, these people are buying and selling humans.
On that scale.
So during Chan, I saw photos on my phone of waswana on a ball tower. The same streets where canisters were flying and people were running. Waswame didn't want to watch ball. Then next on my phone, I see videos of the same walls guys were trying to breach, saying lazima tuingie huku, gates zimefunguliwa, kujeni. Bro, the laws of power are in full effect.
That's a psyop or what? What is that?
Not a psyop, an understanding of how to move people. Yes. How to move people.
That's a very good way to look at it. Actually, the gates were open.
Ingeni. Wacheni history ya kuruka fence. Nimo kujeni.
Every other time with Eric, man, I've been waiting for this one. 23 years I have waited.
I've waited years.
23 years, 4 months, 8 days.
Man, long awaited, but we've been trying to plan and plot this for a while, of course, scheduling and all. And of course, the guest always has to be comfortable. We have a legend, a music maverick in the building. Someone who made history, man. Someone who he's one of his soundtracks. Is part of my life history, man. DNA is in the building. How you doing, brother?
What's good, boss?
Karibu sana, man.
Asante.
Thank you for making time, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. What did the song do for you? I have crazy stories that people have told me about what the song did. You tell me.
So I'll take you back to Tusker Safari 7s. I think I'm in Form 2 or Form 1. And at the time, I was already not a teetotaler. So whatever budget I was given would always go to Pints First.
Okay.
Mambo za entrance tutacheza kama
utajua vile utacheza nayo.
So we used to do this thing where we'd sneak into 7s, bro. Like we'd sneak into 7s.
Yep.
And this specific year, Banjuka had just come out. And every moment that called for vibes, they'd play that. So I was asking as I tried to make my friend, shout out Philip Ondera, also a captain now. We're trying to sneak into 7s. In the background was and of course, eventually we got in, and then of course there was a celebratory. Now we're inside.
Yeah.
So man, that was such a Kenyan historic moment, man. What did he do for you, though?
Man, first shout to Mr. Votes. Steve-O made the beat for that song. Steve-O is who sold me on pivoting from hardcore rap records to fanya mziki ya watu.
Yeah.
So shout to Mr. Votes. Votes is my bro. On CTA, I think I said something that didn't land right. About some history we had that we never sorted out. But, you know, what we did together is bigger than the things that were not right. So, Steve-O, you're my bro. Much love. And, here
exclusive.
Here we go.
So, you're still a Shades guy by and by, eh?
Always been, bro.
Where does that start? Where did that start? You always had the unique. For that 7s, I was wearing some DNA inspired shades.
The white ziles are white.
Yes.
Yeah. So Stanners just along the way, I always liked nice shades, nice things, and I just ended up always buying nice shades, and my friends would steal them from me. People would try to buy them from me. So it just became a thing that went on. And it was also quite useful in the course of my misadventures when you need to take serious meetings.
Yes.
Alafu umetokea bro, lakini mlikuwa mmeboil. Unaingia meeting kama at least uko decent.
How is life treating you in 2025, man?
Alhamdulillah, God is good, brother.
When you say Alhamdulillah, are you Muslim?
No.
Just God is good.
God is good.
What does God is good mean for DNA?
I'm alive and well. So are the important people in my life. They're alive and well. I'm no longer sold on the myth of life being becoming good one day, riding off into the sunset. I understand maisha ni waves of, good and bad and whatever the case may be. So for me, as long as all bases are covered, I'm good. My kids are good. My parents are good. My circle is good.
Everything good.
Ingine bro, mbele.
I'll tell people where my first interest now in insisting that I must talk to DNA in person on the podcast was I'd gone to Canada for training when I joined my job where I am right now. We have something in common. We both did CTA. Shout out Esther.
Shout out to Esther.
Esther gave my start in this stuff, and I'll always salute you, Esther, man. So
and you had quite an interview, bro.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah,
So I'm in Canada, I'm training, and our training was crazy because first of all, time difference. Our sim sessions for the simulator were like in the wee hours. Me and my guy, for all my in-between time, I'm listening to a podcast. So I just stumbled upon your CTA, and bro, I was hooked. Chance ya could dance. You guys, you entertained, infotained. You are such a good orator, such a good storyteller. And of course, the story had so much depth and so much history. Now, as a Kenyan music legend, trying to navigate, I'd almost say, I don't know, being sensitive, like post your main era.
Yeah.
How is that navigating that? How is the pressure of being you in today's world, especially in Kenya?
So me, I'm the anti-celebrity. I made good songs. Apo sasa yani apo, we're on the same page. The fame came with the music. The fame was never really my thing. If I was an American celebrity, for example, maybe I would be like Keanu Reeves or Andre 3000 or Kanye West. Fame is not haikuangi kwa damu yangu.
I agree with the first two. Kanye
in the sense of how do I say?
Eccentric, maybe?
No. I used to see myself as a musician, meaning msanii. But now I see myself as music is one of the things I do. So I don't see myself as that. So it still surprises me. And everywhere I go, people fan out. And my first reaction is, hey, okay. So I've never really...
That's interesting because I'm nowhere even the percentile of celebrity that you are. But of course, people recognize me here and there. And it's something I can't seem to adjust to. So like I'll be walking to the airport and someone will come walking to me direct. And I think because of this format, they think they already know you already.
They feel, bro, you're a piece of their life.
So they start talking immediately.
Yes.
And it's been months and I can't adapt. You're saying the level you reached, it still takes you aback.
Bro, guys fan out still. I think for me, it's more than the songs themselves. I feel like umu vibe now I say on a human level. So it doesn't matter how far removed I am from the songs. Still, people, hey, niaje, people want to meet, people want to say hi. And honestly, I'd been even trying to scrub my face from the internet, which is such a foolish thing to try and do. Iwezekani, bro, na sina socials, lakini wherever I go, it don't matter.
Everywhere you go.
Day or night. Bro, kuna place unaingia, yani hata utaki wase wakujue, lakini wamekudim.
There's a famous Jay-Z video of him kind of shoving some lady when they're walking through, like, I think they're about to enter a concert. If you can find it, put it up. But I think that they were able to scrub it off the internet. But you see, Jay-Z is calling Leo, head of YouTube, his boy, like, yo, man, that video, man, take it down.
Take it down. Yeah.
So how did you try scrub yourself?
Just be in activity, not having profiles. But now I realize the thing to do is to lean into it, which I think is one of the reasons we're here. Like, it's too late.
We're making history here. The CTA thing, we gave stories with parallels. We talked about addiction recovery, and sometimes in hindsight, I feel like I'm a prisoner of that story almost. And
bro,
you're talking about how...
bro,
I'm a prisoner.
Bro, maze tuko sherehe mahali msana anza kuniambia story yake ya rehab na nini. My easy, my cheesy. So, I feel you, but...
right now, I'm turning up.
Bro. And so that's why I stopped talking about myself as well. Because people get fixed onto mali uliwaguza.
Yes.
Mali roho yao ilipona, or you entertained them. Like, after music, I've done so much unbelievable things, but people see me for...
I feel you more than you can imagine.
So now back to your guy Jay-Z. Vile Jay alisema, if you want my old stuff, buy my old album. It's a very difficult thing to do, to move away from the thing that wasome kujua na hii and go on, even if what you're doing next doesn't become as big or whatever. But the worst thing is to be locked into that thing of unule boy alikuwa rehab alafu akatoka. You
see the picture behind you? Just have a look behind you.
Once in a blue moon with Eric.
It's a very intentional thing to have there because of that prisoner thing of the story that
the identity.
It doesn't mean that I partake. It's just, man, I'm a free guy. I don't want to be held to that standard necessarily.
Yeah.
And if I go through this, so you when you enter a club, pub, whatever, are there guys like, wait, are you supposed to be?
Nah, so used to be, even me, it used to be like, hey, but now, no. In fact, guys are way past that. Guys shove drinks in my face all the time. Of course, now I handle it better. So
handle it better. What does handle it better mean?
Means I don't. Before I used to be telling guys, hey, I don't. Now I don't play that game. So put a ginger ale on the table, na maisha iendelee. So it's not for me still, but I'm not evangelizing to anybody about what me I don't do or what I do.
And at any point in your journey, and sometimes as I ask you, I'm asking me, like, do you feel like if you want to have a gin and tonic, and if that point came or has come, how did you reconcile it to yourself?
So for some reason, finally, it got through my thick skull that this was not an option. Yeah, and before after
which part was not the option?
Like picking up a drink is not an option for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's before, after, like how you have those loops of relapses,
yes.
And then your brain suppresses the horror story and amplifies the hangover 3 fun part of the story.
Yes.
So that stopped happening for me. So now I see drinks and I just do for them salute.
Are you familiar with a guy called Bert Kreischer?
Yes.
Now I want my
guy.
Producer to put Bert Kreischer on the screen describing his relationship with alcohol, and he said how he'll always be healthy enough.
Yeah, he needs to be healthy enough to drink.
Yes.
I will always make sure that I can keep my body healthy enough so that I can always drink. I love seeing a sunrise with a cocktail.
And for me now, with regard to what you just, first of all, kudos on that resolution of it went through your skull, because I go through ebbs and flows of just the romance of the high, the romantic side, forgetting the
and
jail.
Then you remember just
now forgetting the fights, forgetting the jail time, forgetting the lost dreams, lost opportunities, wasted money,
Yeah.
So that's very deep to me. You don't understand how that speaks to me coming from you, because you have more life under your belt and you have more of this whole struggle and tribulation under your belt, man. So yeah, so if you never thought about what about now?
But that's not to say it's still one day at a time, bro.
A day at a time.
Game akunanga mtu amewin, bro.
What?
Bro, I hope
I figured it out.
Bro, akuna.
What about because the world is diverse nowadays. Some of this, the AA program is etc. are kind of a one size fits all. People have come up with new ideas around recovery. In comes things like plant medicine. We talk about things like ayahuasca. We talk about things like microdosing. What are your thoughts on things like that?
Man. So my issue with talking about drugs, we'll just go through this in real time with you, is I never want to look like umse alipenya, kwa hivyo hata mimi nitapenya. I feel like I'm chosen and fortunate to have gone through everything I did and to be here. So I hesitate to talk about some of these things that I know work just because of the box that they all get thrown into. These are all
mihadaratis.
These are all mihadaratis. But I will say this. Plant medicines work according to my personal experience. Some of the most difficult things that a human being can experience, I have gone through. And I feel like without that, it would have been a much longer journey than it needed to be. So I'm for it.
And when we talk plant medicine, we're talking about things like ayahuasca.
Shrooms,
ayahuasca.
Acid, ayahuasca, Iboga. In Central and West Africa, they use Iboga. It's very good for opiate addictions, which are the most difficult addictions. So those work. AA works. I saw a rehab program they have in Afghanistan, and that's where all the heroin, the opium comes from. But the vast majority,
a good amount of
90% plus,
yes,
which is still what is shipped to the West, and Big Pharma now converts to these pills, the hydrocodones and all these opium-based pills. So over there, because people are growing the stuff, the level of addiction is very high. But their program is full faith-based. It's an Islamic program. You come in, you dry out, and guys walk and never use again. So to your point, I'm not sure if there's a one way. I think AA works for some people, plant medicines work for some people, and some people never get it.
And I'd say for me, AA was great foundationally for me.
Step one.
It created, step one. It created that foundation on which I was able to build everything else. The routine around it, or rather sometimes the prescribed routine around it, was something that I eventually divorced myself from, but I see how it works for people differently. And I still have a lot of respect and reverence for that program. But fundamentally, when it comes to this whole thing called not only recovery, but life, higher power, how does that fly for you?
Higher power, I believe in it. I believe in its efficiency. First of all, the AA guy was on acid when he came up with the 12-step. You know that, right?
Yes. But they kind of try...
You see, because it opens a door for other people. They're trying to protect wale watu wenye...
He asked for a pint on his deathbed.
No way.
He did. One of his last words was like,
I mean, kama tumefika mwisho, might as well.
I might as well.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes think about that? Like,
I do. I used to plot like when my parents are old and I can't break their hearts anymore, I'll have a drink.
Me, my wife, I always tell her when I hand in my license at whenever I retire, 60, however old am I am.
Yeah.
Kids are done with school. I always tell her we'll go on a booze cruise. And of course she's not having it, because that ideation, the way the brain works, you'll just bring it closer. Before you know it, I'm on a booze cruise,
bro,
in 2026.
And your relapse will be as hard as it hits, bro.
Yeah.
There's a guy called Tony runs a rehab. He was telling us, bro, unajua nyamjuangi, but
Njero.
Tony Njero.
Yeah, that's my shout out Tony, man. Tony is the OG. Tony to me, he got me sober.
Tony is who
Eric, you're fucking up.
Tony is who. Without Tony, my journey would not even have started properly.
Shout out Tony, man.
Tony's a bad guy. Tony, Bonnie, Justin, that whole crew, those boys are respected.
Legends in the game, man.
So he starts telling us, bro, unajua mali uliachia pombe ndipo utarudi. Yani ukiwatch movie alafu iko ile pati ya alafu finye pause. Utarudi tu hapo, bro. Yeah. So I had not understood that until the first time I hopped back in.
Yeah.
Bro, you go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Pepper in now the guilt, and the guilt just is a compounding
guilt
effect
and shame, bro,
of the cycle. Tony is one of the guys who demystified, because I used to tout myself an intellectual, so I'd been in rehab, having intellectual conversations.
Yeah,
Eric, you realize you're in rehab, like. You know all these things, but bro, this thing is weathering you and you're here.
Yeah.
Remember that. So for me, Tony has been, we're still friends till today. Last year when I vacationed, actually, we hung out with him quite a bit. So is there, because on the God thing, I want to really explore this God thing, because it's an existential thing I think human beings go through.
Or the need to believe.
The need or want or requirement, a feel of like a requirement to believe. Where do you land with that? Do you think God exists for or has to exist for everyone for them to have a meaningful life?
Well, those are deep questions. I would say that as far back as humanity has recorded history, there has always been the God idea. Always. Across almost all societies. So because of that data, I want to say that there's a possibility. For me, I believe. And in the program, I noticed a lot of guys who didn't believe in a higher power struggled more than the guys who said, okay, there must be something.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, there's something.
It's the death of the ego in some ways. Because you're removing yourself from the center of being. You're saying that there's something more superior than you. And with that, your ego tends to dissolve. I've gone the full works, the science route, parallel universes.
Intelligent people, mnakuwaga hivyo.
You're going down and then going back in time, but the story of Jesus pre-existed Jesus. How is it real? There's so much evidence against. But what I simplified it to is my life with and my life without.
Yes.
Why is it when I have atheistic seasons, it's when my life is just on a mayday, 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 mayday. When I'm on that atheistic questioning path, my life is just proper earthquake. But when I'm in that Zen state of like I believe and I'm in tune with God and I'm humble and there's a direct correlation between how my life, the quality of life. Is that something you experience as well?
Bro, like what the conclusion I've come to is that so me, I had completely walked away from the God idea at some point. What brought me back was the evil I saw in the world. And I said, like, this must be, there must be a force that is behind the actions of people for people to do these kind of things.
Talk about some of those things.
What is going on in the world right now? Congo. What has been going on before hata tuende mbali. Tusiende mbali. Huku kwetu. What Leopold II did.
Oh my goodness.
That nobody counts because it's the wrong one.
What PR machine is that where Leopold is not held to account for the kind of brutality? Put some of the brutality he did on the screen for people to understand.
Bro, Leopold II makes Uncle H look like a small boy.
He killed millions, eh? Maimed. He used to maim.
Bro.
At will.
The quotas.
Oh, yes.
Those were the rubber quotas.
Yes.
If you can't hand in this much rubber, then you don't need your hands. But he was, so I did some reading on him. I've been trying to understand evil. What are the motivations of people to do some things? A guy like Leopold, what would drive?
Capital. Is it money?
Money.
It's money, bro.
It has to be more than money. There's a pleasure from doing those things, from harming people, from,
Now, is it the pleasure of the act that you're inflicting on the person or the power that you have to inflict that? Because I think it's a power and then exercising the power to confirm you kind of have the power. I tend to go in that route.
So me, I go and say there's a higher mandate. Back to your God issue.
Yes.
There's a higher mandate for evil.
Prescribed by the evil one.
Prescribed by
Satan, basically.
Now, this is what now led me, because of what I saw. I started seeing the numbers coming from the US Border Patrol saying 300,000 children are missing.
MIA, bro?
Missing.
And where? How?
Not 300,000 shillings. Children missing. I was like, bro, hii kitu haiwezi. Then I dig. I'm like, oh my God, these people are buying and selling humans.
On that scale.
And this is... I have alarms through the course of my day so that I'm not blowing the day.
Fair enough.
Just as reminders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those things led me to believe, because there's a mandate for evil, there must be a mandate for good.
I've famously said, and that's so deep, DNA. That's so deep that you captured that, because I used to say, because of the lifestyle of addiction, I used to say sometimes it takes knowing the devil to know God exists. You need to go meet the devil first.
Yes, sir.
To come back first and say, hey, there must be the other guy.
There must be.
Because 300,000 children missing, that means, one, there's a market for this. That means there's 300,000 willing buyer. That means there's 300,000, what are they called? Traffickers, and that network of sorts. Famously, because Mrs. was here and he said how when these prostitutes who are trafficked would reach 23 and their stock now has shooken, they're getting less clientele.
Yeah.
Now they're sobered up for the next stage, which is now organ harvesting.
Yeah.
And this is existing in the world. Do you think we're lucky and privileged to live in a bubble where we don't interface with that kind of evil?
No, the evil has always been there. We are just now, because of the flow of information imekuwa sana. phones have changed everything. So these occurrences have been there, but there were no points of your data kushikana. Now, because of phones, you get to see the whole thing. So humanity has always been in a fight of good versus evil for whatever reason. But that's above my pay grade. But things like those we've talked about make me believe since there's a mandate for evil, there must be a mandate for good. So me pande yangu is to try as much as possible to do good.
Is there something in between? Is it one or the other, or you can walk a line? Because innately, don't we all have both good and evil in us?
Yes. We are all a few bad decisions away from doing things we criticize other people for. We all have this evil in us. So you strive to feed your higher self. You'll never make it, but we keep going.
Are you a rabbit hole guy?
Yes.
I am as well.
Yeah.
Talk about I was telling someone the other day, they were like, doom scrolling. Actually, I was talking to Venald, my very able producer. I talked about doom scrolling, and the connotation of doom scrolling is, of course, negative. Why are you scrolling for an hour, more than an hour, 2 hours? I've created time for doom scrolling in my life. It's like a recreation. The way someone will go to Java and have a coffee.
This is my time. This
is my time to delve.
Yes.
In comes TikTok.
Yes.
Talk about it, man.
Bro, don't even tell me. Right now, I'm a mess. I'm a mess.
What does your algo look like?
Wildlife, a lot. The history of China. Right now, that's my biggest obsession. The history of China. It's
Mao was whiling, eh?
Chairman Mao. And think about it. If it were not for Mao, there would be no China.
As they are today.
So, does good require evil? So Mao built up China, and then they went too far, and then they started to try to compete with the West and all this, and then they had what was it called?
That period.
The Great Leap.
Yes.
When they tried to industrialize and farm, and then things went left. But after Mao passed, Deng Xiaoping brought capitalism into the game, but it was because of the losses that they had experienced with a socialist system.
Yes.
So was it necessary? It was necessary for all these people to go through what they went through for China to end up here.
And don't you find it interesting how China have managed to retain the hierarchy of the supremacy of the power versus the capitalists? So you guys ball out, create whatever you want, be Jack Ma. But Jack Ma don't start talking shit about the Communist Party.
Yep.
And the moment you do,
they disappear you.
They'll cut you to size.
They turn you into a nursery school teacher, bro.
Is that what they did to Jack?
Yes. They sent him to the village to teach kids, bro. and before that, the Ant IPO got shut down suspiciously close to his statement that, China is a big boys club and all this. So China, nobody's bigger than the program.
You guys see what they do to Christians?
In China?
Yeah.
So I don't know much about that. Tell me.
Tournament, I might be saying the word wrong, but a tournament comes where you're sent to camp for conversion. Yeah.
Really?
There's no religion here. What do you mean? Because you're trying to control 1 billion people. You can't have 1 billion people believing in 800 different things. We need to have some kind of... They try as much as possible to be a-religious or cis-religious.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know
so
that.
You cannot go to China and say you're now the chief imam. Those guys do it in quiet. It's done undercover. Like their faith is practiced undercover because, bro, with religion comes too many potentialities. If you're dealing with over big guys. Yeah. So that's how they've been able to also farm their grip on power.
And China is such an amazing country. I can't wait to go. That's one of the few countries which I'm dying to go.
But you are, and I'm always curious about this when I meet people of your stature. You are a celeb, super celeb, however you want to put it. And with celebrity comes the power of access. What kind of things did you see that normal people don't get to see at the peak of your powers?
Well, I think you get to hang around super wealthy people when you're successful in entertainment or sports. And that's access which ordinarily, unless you're from certain caliber of society or you went to, those schools, then you can't get access. So I think I've met people who are very wealthy, and just to see how they think and how they look at things, it's the opposite of the way normal people do.
What positive things were you able to pick up from, say, some of the people you met? And give us one example. Someone who would not catch a feeling.
About mentioning the name, someone I've met through the music.
Yeah.
Man. I've met so many people. And people don't catch a feeling.
Yeah. Someone who would not be like, why did you mention me, Maze? And what did you...
I've met the president.
How was that? Describe it. The current.
Yes, current president.
What's his vibe? What's his energy? What does he impart? Ama is just a guy of power.
So, year before last, tulikuwa kwa streets, maandamano, deadly.
You showed up?
Bro, I was front and center, bro.
Yeah.
Nilipewa t-shirt na Anifa hivi.
Yeah.
Shika. This is last year, this previous year.
You're ready to die?
Not really. Not really. Because I have kids, bro.
Put it on the screen right now during Mandamano.
Oh, no. I ghosted all those videos. Good luck finding them.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, so at the time, I believed that I wanted to show out for this cause. Then I got a call about performing for Jamhuri Day last year. Then I think about it, and then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do it. So
was the bag crazy?
So hii bag inakuanga. So this is not a personal decision. This is under the Salaries and Reviews Commission. SRC decided what artists are paid during public holidays.
Okay.
So it's a common it's an open figure. I don't like blogs very much because of how they take snippets and then draw it out into a story. So let everybody do their homework and find out how much artists are paid for during public holidays. Everyone gets the same amount.
Is it fair?
More than fair.
It's a handsome amount.
No doubt, bro. No doubt, bro. So I get the call. I say, I'm going to do it. And then turns out my ngoma yangu ndio ilimshika sana. So I start seeing videos circulating. Like, sasa itachezaje. So eventually, I get the chance to meet him. And I like to learn from people, from the energy they carry, not the words of the mouth. So what I picked was, this is a person who, it's a straight line. This is where we are going, and this is where we are going.
Is that a country thing or a personal thing?
I think it starts with who you are as a person. And so, right or wrong, should we just go there, bro?
Let's go there.
We're here.
We're here.
Damn. Me and my big mouth. Let's go. So, when I met the president, the thing that struck me was how professional he seemed. Very professional.
Suit and tie.
He understands that everybody has their agenda, everybody has their wants and needs, and all these things need to come together for the larger agenda to take place. Having met previous, because my songs have been banging since the dinosaurs, bro. So every administration,
say it with your chest, bro. Say it with your chest, bro.
Nakuanga too, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm him.
100%.
Call me Himi.
Timothy Jones.
Bro, that's what they call me. So yeah, I found that very different. Like, hapa hakuna, nobody is trying to hold too much value for themselves. People here understand that the value needs to go both ways. So I really respected that about how he operates.
Someone could take that as meaning everything's transactional. Is that what you mean?
No, it means that, and everything, okay, so everything is transactional, yes, in this life.
Okay, in this case, maybe monetarily?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Because for me to have done Maandamano and then to get an opportunity to meet the president and then now form an opinion for myself and decide, okay, now I understand why he won. Because duly elected. Me, I didn't vote for him. But I was like, oh, now I know. And these guys were playing around. And you don't play around.
He's a sharpshooter.
He does what he does, man. And if you can't learn from the people you don't like, then You know,
It sounds like you left there a bit impressed. Because, I mean, say what you will about the president, hate him or love him, bro, to navigate what he's navigated to where he's reached from where he started.
nani alimchagua bro?
It's
Nani alimchagua?
the people.
Bas. We start there before we start any other stories.
The hustler.
Nyinyi mlimchagua. Mi hata sikumchagua. I just lucky I got a chance to meet him, and I realized that, you know what, it's so bad to form an opinion on somebody without even having, you know.
But is it also a point of view thing? And here, this is what I mean by this. I always give an example of do you think the guard, your askari, for example, might understand, for example, what you spend on a fancy dinner?
No, he will not understand.
It's a POV thing. Now, in the context of now the president, you see us guys are here forming opinions. Yeah, POV is nowhere. And this guy is, I mean, he's president, it's international. His outlook is global. It's the intricacies of how he's looking at things versus how I'm forming an opinion here in this studio is very different.
Yes.
So when you meet him, what about that did you understand? Like, what did you see? And you're like, I see why you're here. What was that?
The journey through the rise to power is treacherous. Some people make it, some don't. Those that do understand a few things, he seems to understand them all. That's my observation.
Did you have a verbal exchange?
Yeah, of course. Kimbele mbele lazima, bro. Unakana mabosi hapo alafu menyamaza, bro. Nah. Well, I mean, just to say something to ile tu, you know, at least to try and create some rapport. So, yeah. But I think now I'm more of a listen and learn in those kind of circles than to say anything. Because, yeah, what do I know?
So now, looking back at the Gen Z thing, because you've seen what happened in Nepal, what's happening, I think, as of today in the Philippines, if I'm not wrong. And the older I am, or the older I get, I know there was that Sarafina-esque vibe for 25th, you know? But now, as a man who's lived kidogo, looking back, do you think if things went the Gen Z way, it would have been good for the country right now? Looking back, hindsight is 2020.
We'll never know. The government has to address these issues. There's no running away. The world has already changed. Wezi funika wase, and then we say, let's move on from it. The day of reckoning must come.
But why does it feel like that steam has died off? Is that an intentional PR thing? What has happened?
So,
Israeli weapons.
Before even we get to the Jews, so during Chan, I saw photos on my phone of waswana on a ball tao. The same streets where canisters were flying and people were running. Waswame didn't want to watch ball. Then next on my phone, I see videos of the same walls guys were trying to breach, saying lazima tuingie huku, gates zimefunguliwa, kujeni. Bro, the laws of power are in full effect.
That's a psyop or what? What is that?
Not a psyop, an understanding of how to move people. Yes, how to move people.
That's a very good way to look at it. Actually, the gates were open. Karibuni, concerts.
Ingeni, wacheni story ya kuruka fence. Nimo kujeni, hey, nini.
Mbwekse.
Hey.
But are our youth still mbweksefiable? For lack of a better word.
So maybe the steam has died down, but the issues remain. Zile vitu wasome complain. The government must address them. If they don't, the issues will come up again. And as you said, Nepal, all these other countries, they have to deal with these issues now.
Some would say that these cycles of this energy being expended through protest, etc., takes another 10 years to build that kind of momentum. That's why even subsequently, after 25th, every subsequent protest was not, it didn't have the same steam. It's like the country burst a nut.
So there was a collective rage, and now we've expressed that rage.
Then to build that nut again, bro, round 2, you still have to it takes some time to build that. And sometimes I think they bank on that. They know 10 years, in 10 years I would have done my agenda. Case I'm the next guy to come after me. Yeah, don't you think that's...
Possibly so. Possibly so, but for now, I'm on the fence. I think that they also understand these issues to address for them to be able to get what they want. But there's also the fact that the masses never fail to disappoint in making bad decisions.
Okay. I'm glad you finished that. I was going to be time immemorial would show.
For making bad decisions. And it's because they're impoverished, bro. It's deliberate. Mtu hana resources, haizi kuwa na long-term planning.
Yeah, true.
So you always keep this person, the matrix. You always keep this person at survival level, ndio siku ya kunid kutwist akili yake, unamrushia tu kakitu and life goes on. So
between Boni, Ruto and Rigiji.
Boni?
Clear cut. Boniface Mwangi.
Okay. Oh, he's in the running?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
No way.
He declared the other day. So right now the guys who've declared officially, there's Boniface Mwangi. Of course, we have the incumbent. Now there's the opposition coalition where it's a bit ambiguous, but let's say Rigiji, let's say. And then you also have Safina party guy, Jimmy, J-Dub.
Jimmy.
Who are you giving a vote to, if you have to give? Would you give Boni a vote? Be honest.
Would you vote for me?
Would I vote for you?
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
You would?
I would.
Really?
I would.
Would you vote for me? Thank you. Yeah. Would you vote for me?
But you see, I'd be voting for you as a fuck you. Not to you, but to the establishment.
To the system.
Yeah. Although that's one side of me. The maturer side of me also understands I need a guy who can shikilia the dollar at 130. Kimafia. Yeah. I need that. There's a real part of me that understands this. If I was 15 years younger, as a pure, unadulterated F you to the establishment, I would vote even for Andrew Kibe, you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm rolling out of bed for this anymore, bro.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You don't think that has an effect? Because don't you think a lot of people made that mistake in the previous election?
No, me I voted for who I was going to vote for. I think the deeper I go down these TikTok rabbit holes, I'm like, hey, so there's so many levels above of decision making that just trickles down to country level from the people who cut checks for us and all this. So I wonder, like,
now let me flip it on you, because you're a seasoned person in life. What about the idea of understanding that the system is working exactly the way it's supposed to, and we should now aspire for a seat at the table, as opposed to serikali's idea? Serikali weka ina hii.
But already ama boys hawanidai. So
no,
I wonder why.
A seat at the table does not necessarily mean running for office. You could be writing the script for how they get into office. You could be behind the scenes pulling itumbi manenos. There's many versions of giving value to the establishment, and the benefits are, I'm sure, crazy. I think fundamentally a lot of this, look at Trump. Run on Epstein, I'm going to release the list, I'm going to, all these different things. And then the guy enters office and there's a full switcheroo.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the game is?
That's the game, yes.
Yeah. So, and you see that the masses don't seem to understand that that's the game. Forever they'll be like, we want healthcare. Bro, we'll give you the healthcare we want to give you, man, when we want to give it to you. That's the game. So, have you ever thought about posturing for a seat at the table?
Yeah, of course.
As opposed to, what a new idea?
Of course, bro. At the end, what do they say? If you live long enough, you become the villain.
Yes.
That you once hated. Yeah, bro. I mean, it's a lucrative position. And the more things change, the more they remain the same. So would I do it? In my dream life, I wake up in the morning, I work for 4 hours, and then the rest of the day, I'm hanging out, doing whatever else, having fun with life. So me and the ladder of power, maybe that's not really my thing.
Can I propose one for you? Head of Nakada.
Well,
why not?
Head of Nakada, yeah.
Head of Nakada doesn't mean saint. It doesn't mean...
Give me that. Give me that. Jags used to be there.
Yeah, Jaguar was the head of Nakada.
Stand-up guy.
Harun Mao was the head of anti-corruption, bro.
And yeah,
Yeah.
true story.
This is real life.
Give me that, head of Nakada, give me that. I will make sure mimi kama DNA nitahakikisha kwamba hizi pombe kali zimepunguzwa.
But what about now? That's an access to power thing. I want to leave on the access thing a bit. You've interfaced with the president. That's the highest level of power in a country. What about now access to excess? Largesse. You know?
Yeah.
You're the guy, you walk in you're still the guy, but you still ooze that energy. But now the peak of your powers. Talk about the access to excess that you kind of interfaced with.
So I'll tell you what, this one time, this guy, son of one of these huge guys, is having a birthday party. Them call me,
Yeah.
because I have 1 or 2 songs popping. So
Yeah.
they call the kid, Niaje, come. This guy, I didn't know. So, that time things are moving very, 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 very fast. And everybody wants to meet you and you don't know who's who. So I get called for this birthday party. They ask me how much I'll charge. I don't know how to charge. I ask for small money.
I want a red card by this time.
Buddha. Yani mbio. Inakami kikami. It's whatever you think is a number. My first gig asked for 30K and the ticket. I said I must fly. No bus. It was a show in Mombasa. And 35 G's. The promoter was so happy, bro.
It's like 35. That's what you want.
35 guala.
That's what you want.
Bro,
I'm gonna give you 100.
bro, and the sponsor of the show is a liquor company, bro. Nearly banned.
You could have asked for like
Nearly boy
300.
Imagine ingetoka, I didn't know. But yeah, so we were saying
The largest success.
yes. So
you've been invited to perform at this gig.
So we've been invited for the gig. I say I'm coming for the gig. I ask for the amount of money. They say no problem. I come for the gig now. They want me to do my thing. But in my head now, I'm in this thing of promoter, pay me. I don't know which circles I'm in. Bado sijaelewa. Tuko wapi. Here money is not a problem, bro. Talk about other problems.
Here the least problem. The least
of all the things unaweza ongea, hapa tusiongea story ya do. So now me, I'm being myself and I'm saying, say, hey, you break. Hey, wapi do? Where's the money at? Ndio tufanye show. You don't know. You do the thing, then now it starts becoming a back and forth. To the point where the owner of the birthday now, this rich guy, hears that this guy is saying he's not going to. He's not hailewi. So they take me to pay me and we go to the back of a VX and they open the boot and it's money.
You're 30 G.
It's anakutolea bundle ya so hapo. Bro, money. Then I started to realize, man, maybe there's something I need to learn about what's going on.
Do you have a manager at all at this time?
I do. But we are all learning on the go.
You're winging it, both of you.
Yani
it's a cipher.
Yani ngoma imehit. Like where Toxic Lyrically was a couple of months ago, ile stage, yani ngoma ime blow. So things are just coming really fast. So it was that. So yeah, I've had a couple of those interesting ones. Fiesta in Tanzania also, those guys, they roll like that. I used to pick up money in sacks. So I got to see a lot of interesting things.
So it's coming fast, going fast, I'm assuming.
Lifestyle, of course. Bro.
Talk about the lifestyle, bro. This is time with Eric. Talk about the shorties.
Come
Talk
on,
about
man. Come on, man. Bro, bro, come on, man. And this comes after, so like uni, we're having fun. The usual uni things.
Yeah.
Now, as when we're in uni, the old guys were stealing all our chiles.
Because a bit more money.
They have money.
A bit more swagger.
Yeah. But now you become the young guy who can also pull it. So fame is something, money aside, fame is very intoxicating to people, as I came to learn. So fame can do things money cannot. So, bro, we had too much fun. Too much fun. It was insane. You just make a decision, grab a bunch of guys. Oh, let's go to another country. Poof, let's go.
You guys are living like that?
Yeah.
God damn.
Just grab the homies and go. Kwani, see you next week, Topiga show.
And at this time, is there anything about the future involved? Like in terms of, maybe I need to start like an investment fund.
Yeah.
Aka 10% of all my earnings nianze kutupa hapo.
Yeah. My parents were advocating for such things, but I was not listening at the time. Listen for what?
Because I'll get a show next week.
Yani tuachane na hizo mastori jo. Hapa ni speed of light.
Now Kenyan, for that generation specifically, Kenya at the time was mainly like alcohol. If you're a wild guy, you're a smoker. But now with elevated access, you start to see other things. You start seeing you start being presented with other
opportunities,
substances of choice.
So a lot of this stuff I've still never seen with my own eyes, and I don't know. It sounds ridiculous.
It does.
Imagine, I've never seen coke like, yeah, this is coke na angali. I've never seen.
You guys are doing it in the dark, Ama.
No, I'm not. I've never, I don't know, maybe in my head I was just like, this one is pombe ni baya lakini ni baya sana.
Because and I think that's I discussed this with my captains a lot. I think that's a generational thing.
I think that's a you guys thing, by the way.
No, generational thing. Because I'm not that far.
No. Cocaine is a you guys thing. Your profession guys thing.
I've never seen or heard or even, I don't even know what it looks like. What is it? It's a liquid?
Wow.
I've never seen. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Wow.
I did not have sexual relations.
Wow.
With that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Wow.
No,
not
but
you. Of course, you. I know you're an upstanding citizen.
But for you, like because I'm putting you just maybe above my brother's age, my elder brother, gusting 40 there. And generation, you guys were more, that inculcation of even weed is crazy.
Oh, yeah. It was the pombe cigara.
But I think that saved a lot of lives. In comes my generation where guys are putting their toes in the water, but still very like, hey, bro, right now.
It's crazy.
Right now.
Bro, like...
Right now, what are you talking about? Guys are wilding out.
And these things are nice, lakini bro, the runway is too short. Yeah, and man.
Talk about women, man? Because women are women and cocaine. In fact, we put women above in terms of addiction, in terms of, because there's power attached there, there's validation attached there. Coke won't give you validation. Shorty will. The shorty want you will. How do you navigate that as a young guy with cash?
But even before blowing up, bro, I was a real player from the Himalayas.
A player from day one.
Bro.
You always kept it P.
So I kept it P even before. So I think that helped in as far as not, I don't know. That wasn't the thing to trip me out. The thing to trip me out was a booze and these other things. Yeah.
So now I get over 23 baby mother.
I hope not. I hope not. Currently, shout to Tugi and shout to Endo. I currently don't know if I have a football team somewhere. I'm yet to be told.
And what about now specific to the Kenyan scene? And because there's this thing that's always been done where it's changing now, where they want one star at a time. It's DNA now. How was there camaraderie with your peers in the industry?
So yeah, our generation had more of that. Of, you're supposed to be bumping heads because it was East Coast, West Coast. Our mentality was that.
Shoot them up.
This Gopa, Caliph, Jomino, us guys. So there was that. Yeah, we could have done a lot more songs if we collaborated. But yeah.
And behind closed doors, you guys weren't piecing it up like behind closed doors, you guys are the same fears, the same anxieties are the same. There's a camaraderie around being a superstar, man.
Yeah. For me, I don't know. I think I came in like with expecting that. I didn't understand that entertainment and politics are so similar in terms of the egos and how guys deal with things. So yeah, I mean, we were good. But hold on, back to your question about the drug of the generation.
Yes.
Then so for you guys, what was the thing?
Alcohol, incomes. You start hearing rumors of things like yayo, and Molly. That's we're talking about Sundance, Earth Dance, 2011. Yeah, 21 years old, bro. Yeah, ding 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 is what I saw guys doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're never into this. Well, that generation was never into this thing for pharmaceuticals, like Xannies, sijui Perks, sijui. That's a whole other thing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you ask that specifically?
Because I read about drugs a lot, the pharmacology of drugs. It interests me a lot. So with each group of people, I look at the drug that is most prevalent in their time. So yeah, seems like cocaine is is very popular now.
I think Hollywood has a very deliberate role to play in the romanticization of some of these things. I'll go to a scene in Flight, and last Venom to put this scene in Flight where
Denzel
is meant to have a panel the next day because he saved an aircraft, but he saved it while his toxicology report showed he was lit. But all other pilots are thrown in the simulator, they can't do what he did. So it's a catch-22. Do we save him? I mean, do we elevate him or do we hang him? And he has a presentation the next day, and his plug comes, and his plug lines up some yayo on the table. And let me tell you for sure, Denzel used to do yayo in his real life because that acting was too good. Takes a few lines, another line, and then he just seen now coming alive. Put that on the screen, man. And
Thank you, brother. Shit, I'm back.
All right, baby. Love you.
I love you. Shit.
what do you think that does for people who are watching?
Bro, I'd never have touched these things if they weren't in the movies.
Yeah, like
if they weren't in the hands of my heroes, the rappers, the actors.
Say
I'd
hello
never
to
have
my
touched
little
this.
friend.
Bro, they make these things look so cool, bro. Booze, it's the ads. The ads, man. In the movies, you see these guys, they're so slick, they're sharp. Whiskey, 2 shots. Onagim Levy.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Bro.
Matthew McConaughey sitting with, what's his name? What's this guy? Huh? DiCaprio.
Man.
And he said, for the next...
What a movie, bro.
For the next hour, I'm going to be giving you $50 for every shot. Like, they romanticize it. Fucking like, yeah, my quaaludes are good.
Bro. And then you try it and then boom.
And then it takes you on a spiral because they don't show the dark side, the rehab side, the destruction side.
The ugliness of what these drugs do to society. Starting with, of course, everybody's favorite drug.
Alcohol.
And in our minds, it's not a drug. So it's like, oh, these guys take drugs. But if you look at the numbers, damage to society, mortality rates, if you combine all the drugs in the world,
incomparable.
At Azifiki 5%. But the money made on
a girl be holding a whiskey, judging another man.
This guy's bana, in bad shape, bana.
But you had an interesting time with booze.
I did.
When did you start realizing that Yangoni may be different? I'm turning up. It's having a bit of a deeper effect on me. When did that start?
I think it's the same as everybody. You start feeling like you can take more than other people, quantity wise. And at that time, it's a big deal.
It's being lauded.
Yeah, bro. Then, so you start to know, but then it has already kicked in. So the loop. For some people, it's worse than others. But yeah, that's when I knew. I knew very early I should walk away.
But then you recognize, the interesting with booze addiction, you recognize early. Young on it different. I almost say from like the first 2 highs I ever had, and I was 15.
15?
I just realized I like it more than the guys who are experimenting with here.
Yeah.
Mi naipenda.
Yeah.
Nimeipenda,
Yeah, yani...
That kafilanga free feeling.
Yani, umekupea, you've never felt like this before.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and if drugs make you feel that, I've never felt this good before. Walk.
Immediately.
Walk. Whatever that drug is, because everybody has a drug they can use and walk away from, and a drug they use once or twice and they're stuck. So for me, booze was that. Yani kidogo tu ching imeshika kwa damu. Right now, Jabba is what is running things.
You chew?
No.
Oh, okay. When you say what is running things, what do you mean?
It's what is really out here doing serious
damage.
Serious.
That's a financial thing because it's 50 bob. Well, in my day it was 50 bob for one was 50 bob. Add another 20 for tools, fegimbili, some cashews, some chewing gum.
It's the working man's drug. That's one. So everywhere in the world there's the working man's drug. that people use to get through the difficulty of the labors of the day.
Mascari.
So some people it's tobacco, some parts of the world it's tobacco, nini. So jaba is in that category in Kenya, according to me. Yes, the working man's drug. It's only that the prolonged use now is so...
It's terrible because if you talk to counselors, even if you ask someone like Tony, he'll tell you things like a lot of guys who have flipped in Madare, it's a combination of jaba and then that thing for coming down with the weed at mechana, and then you're up 4 days and you're doing that cycle. At some point you get the cylinders.
They fire.
Stop firing the right way. But did you ever try jaba?
I did.
The CrossFit with booze was crazy.
Oh, no. That was not one at a time, bro. One at a bro, no. One at a time. I gave it a go, but nah. I realized the damage because I had done training with Nakada before that. So they take you through what all these drugs do and how in particular it affects you. So yeah.
You're lucky, man, because Jaba also has a pathway. In fact, I was telling my good friend Big Homie Sisi because he's discovered Jaba in his wonders in Kenya.
Yeah.
And the other day, so he posted, "Wow, like this thing is so nice." I'm like, bro,
yeah.
That is amphetamine. Like that's the equivalent of meth, just a poor man's version of meth, man. Because staying up, rabid, stories for days. You have your sex drive is just through the roof. It's not something you want to partake.
To be on for too long.
Yeah. So now I know I feel like I've touched a spot you don't want to leave at all. I want to hear just a bit briefly about your attempt with that moment of truth for booze, where since then you've been fighting the fight. Because there's the before the fact, there's awareness, and then that was that inflection point where you're conscious, and now you're swimming against the tide, irrespective of whether there's bumps in the
or winning or losing.
Yeah.
When would that be? I think after my son was born.
What year is this?
This I don't recall. Those dates don't stick in my head. But yeah, that gave me the impetus to want to change.
Reason I ask this is I have a good friend, Fred. You're a Ngong guy. And me when I was just now experimenting, of course you are a bit ahead and you had even started quitting. So one day Fred comes to class. Maybe you know Fred Njoroge. He comes to class and he's like, "You guys must say, I was with DNA over the weekend. He was at the bar, but he was preaching. You're telling guys, this thing must say, you're not partaking of, and apparently you even bought for them.
But me, I was not drinking.
You're not drinking, and you are preaching like, yo, man, this thing is it's not the right thing. And this coincides with you had a small gospel stint.
This is you only let time sasa nimeokoka nini.
Talk about that.
Yeah, good times, bro. Good times. I mean, I needed a way out. I pursued God.
Was it presented to you?
I had no choice. Bro, I had no choice. Like, I really had gone far. Very, very far. I'm just lucky that I was young and my body could take it. So, I turned to God and I asked God to help me. And then it becomes now this thing of, okay, so now I've accepted Christ and now I want to make music. So let me make gospel music.
Plus, there's a lucrative thing also potentially attached to.
Not really, because as I came to learn, not really, not for me, bro. Not for me. I didn't bank money in gospel.
Okay, but the time they were touting gospel music in Kenya specifically as the route for chums. Was that
yes, there's a time when it's always a wave. It's comedians this time. Next, it's the YouTubers with the family shows. Next, it's musicians. There's always a group of guys who are the hottest at the moment. So yes, gospel musicians had their wave. So yeah, but I know I did my thing. I did a couple of nice songs. Met people. We used to do ministry, bro. Tunaenda kwa mashule nini tunaongea na wase. It was nice with kina Pastor T. It was good times, bro.
Shout out Pastor T. I've been trying to get him on for months, man.
T, that's a real one, bro. T believes what he says.
100%?
I believe so.
And I respect him because he's also well studied. He's done his homework. He's not just going off the dome. Now, I want to touch on your thoughts on because clearly you're a consumer of entertainment, local and beyond. More so beyond from the interactions I've had with you. What do you think about the state of affairs of one music here and just general entertainment? And when I say entertainment global, of course, I'm leaning west. Yeah. What do you think about how music is doing in Kenya right now?
As always, we have good music. Always. There's always good music. Maybe the question of mbona mziki yetu haendi international, those questions are the ones which maybe people have in their minds. I don't know whether it's necessary for music to do that or possible. It's not for sure.
Because essay kind of feeds itself and it kind of works for the most part. Of course, now music has penetrated beyond. But for the longest time...
Kina Kabza and those guys...
It was...
for a long time, it was local and diaspora communities. But now because of Amapiano, you see, Amapiano doesn't have the language barrier. Haina language barrier. That's why it has gone so far. It's dance music and there's nothing for me to... Like I was saying, no language barrier.
Was that intentional by the creators?
I think it evolved that way and became the giant that it has become.
Are you a fan?
Of course. I listen to piano more than anything else on the daily basis, more than rap, more than anything.
Do you ever feel like, and this is a controversial one, and I might get crucified because I had the Fancy Fingers here, amazing story. Those guys knew who they were before they made it. They already had seen where they were going. Mm-hmm. But I've always felt... And shout out Sauti Sol. I love Sauti Sol.
Shout to Sauti Sol. Shout to BN.
Shout out BN. Those guys are, cultural phenoms. But I always, when I look around the world and the continent, I feel like comparatively, shouldn't our biggest star be bigger than what our biggest stars are?
Based on what?
Quality.
Hiyo ndio kusema nini, bro?
I'm trying to find the words, man, to not choma.
Sema kitu unasema.
Is it are our best not good enough to compete, but they're still amazing?
So there must be another country which you feel Nigeria, we are better than those guys, so we should be at par or something.
No, I'll compare with like Nigeria, the music scene. It's crazy.
Yeah.
From a talent perspective, from an infrastructure, in terms of their music industry perspective, from a global reach, they're better, but I would consider Kenya a more serious country.
So for Nigeria, there's a couple of factors. The diaspora community is huge. In the UK, you have more than 2 million Nigerians. So to fill out the O2 is no biggie. That's not something we have the ability to do. Just our diaspora spread is not as huge as Nigeria's. Also, when Afrobeat blew up, a lot of serious money came in. First, there was a lot of street money already, and street money in Nigeria is serious money. Because you have people there who, after they succeed in whatever way they succeeded, the first thing that comes to their head is not to jenge flats hapa. Find the young musician.
I'm giving you 1 million.
Pump money there. So, na pia ni wash. So, it works for everybody. And that means that their music goes so much higher because of the marketing budgets, Spotify promos, na vitu kama hizo. So, yeah, I think that's why Nigeria is huge.
South Africa?
Kina Kabza, bro. I don't know, those are... Kabza is...
Diamond, just across the border.
What about Diamond?
Why? Bro.
Is he... Okay, so is he
bigger than Sauti Sol?
Is he a global artist, an international artist, or a continental artist?
What's the difference between the first two? You said global and international?
Global and international. Global, Beyonce is global. Taylor Swift is global.
Touche.
Yeah,
I'd say
that's global.
He's an international artist.
Diamond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you think his music is more far-reaching than Sauti Sol, for example?
Far-reaching?
And far more appreciated?
Far-reaching, yes.
And appreciated, like what? Far-reaching means, of course, it's being appreciated.
Yeah. Diamond anafanya show Asia, bro.
Aren't we more serious than TZ as a country? In every measure.
What does that have to do with entertainment value, bro?
It goes back to my original question. Why is our best not competing like that? It goes back to, so what is that? What is that factor?
That thing, hiyo.
Niyo ni nini?
Hiyo swali ni kubwa, bro.
Because Kenya, to me, is one of the most serious African countries from a talent perspective. Our the information we have, we're some of the most educated, the access we have. So what is that gap?
So that's what you mean. Okay, I have the answer for you, bro.
What is it?
Culture or lack thereof. People plug into your culture, not the songs. Diamond's music is Swahili culture. Na me export fiti sana. Hii ya mapiano kina kabza ni, it's dance music, feel good, ma vibes, nini. So that's what that is. Sisi tuko...
All my enemies are suffering.
The song is going, but so now you see we need 10 BNs. We need 10 BNs. BN is amazing. But like Nigeria, as you mentioned, how like in that run when Nigerian music blew up, how many guys blew up?
Davido,
Wiz,
Kid, the twins.
Yes, P Square,
Two Face.
You see, Nimbogi, bro, Dibanj. So now, BN is winning. We need a few more. And then now guys are like, okay, so outside of Sauti Sol and Diamond, there's also, so then the scene now becomes more vibrant, but that requires input from financial input and...
But speak on the culture thing. What do you mean there's no culture?
Mna export nini? Sisi ngoma za states zikikuja huku, sipping lean, we in the hood with Dracos.
Busting out the bundle with the 4-5.
Your hood culture, ndio.
Export.
That is what is so appealing. That's why they go to Japan. People don't even speak English, but they're exporting that facial tattoos. That hood culture. Sisi hatuna hiyo kitu.
But as a godfather in the industry, can't that be done intentionally?
Sauti Sol did it when they infused rumba into their music. Because now when it goes to the international market, it stops being pop music that is just given an African twist. It becomes something authentic.
Its own thing.
It becomes its own thing. And Sauti Sol did that very well. That was genius. And that's why BN is going so hard with a song like this. You won't hear a song like this from an American artist. This is original music. In your beat ya Western,
But why do we also forget that Ubabini pia ni culture in itself? Why is it that, and I feel so hurt whenever I talk about these guys, because for me they were on the way.
Who? Mula
team. Kamula. I was in South Africa at the time. I was doing my school, air school. Bro, everyone knew. You say Kenyan, everyone was like, Kamula. And these guys were just some well-to-do kids. Packaged well. Good music.
But
that was there's no but. I think the but is they stopped.
No, the but is, and this is no offense, this is not me speaking about them. There is African culture and there is wannabe American culture. Your music falls into one of those two boxes according to the way the world looks at it. See me. According to the way the market looks at it. When I listen to a Wizkid song, there's no mistaking.
It is what it is.
Ngoma ni ya Nigeria, bro. Hakuna kitu ya kudiscuss.
Yeah.
But unaweza sikiza ngoma ingine ya kutoka huku useme, what is this? Ini nini? It's a drill beat and a guy saying something that I don't understand. But drill is not your culture, so you don't get to sell it to me.
Is that why Nasty C and the likes have had problems?
Because
Nasty C is
the
amazing,
man. C was signed by Def Jam, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. The labels, until recently, I feel like the international labels did not know how to handle African artists. That's my 2 cents. Hawako najua vile kupackage umse kwa soko ya majuu. So, yeah, because C is amazing, bro.
I mean, bro, where do you stand with the label thing? Because history has shown us that, I know you're a connoisseur of hip-hop, and in the 80s, 90s, everything was predatory. Like, the labels were like vultures coming to exploit your talent. I present you the bag, I give you 200 G's, you're from the hood. 200 G's like, mama, we made it. But you signed off your rights in perpetuity. And of course, the more time has passed, people like Kina Prince and of course different hip-hop artists over time are like, the labels were raping us, to the point where of course now there's this whole indie movement, right? So what's your take on labels in today's world? Do you think they still have their place? And are artists being wiser, you feel?
So where this goes eventually is direct to consumer relationships using cryptocurrencies. It just got started, but that is the ultimate path.
Expound on that a bit specifically.
Not needing external capital to blow up your brand and your content. Being able to be paid directly by your audience. For example, in your case, after 30 days, YouTube sends you a check. But if in the course of those 30 days, useme kitu yenye si poa sana, according to the powers that be, kuna mtu pia wasawanaweza kumass report wa kufanya kitu nini. So where the world is going now is direct to consumer. You have a token, and if people consume your brand, you're paid on the spot, back and forth like that. The democratization of money means that this is inevitable. So for now, do you need labels? To a degree, if you want to blow up, you need external money.
But these guys are all DNA. These guys are always ahead of the game.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube was there before we even imagined what YouTube was.
We're giving away our songs for guys to upload
because they saw the future.
Uh-huh.
And I'll give my good friend Kibe's example. Kibe has a fantastic idea about Africa, right? But you're not competing with YouTube right now, bro. They've been at it for 15 plus 20, almost 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The infrastructure, they own the game. So for me as a podcaster right now, if I'm to be successful, I cannot. No, I'm not use that cannot. It would not behoove me to open Eric app, because even DNA, who's my homie now, you guys are not on YouTube,
bro. Sasa nitoke YouTube nikam bro.
I'll Spotify.
Yeah, it's not that serious.
I'm not that invested in you to the point.
Yes,
that I'll go to your website. So how are we gonna break that barrier of to have the direct consumer thing work? Because these powers that be, if DNA can speak so eloquently about it right now, it means they thought about it also 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
How do we beat them?
So with needing labels, so for example, are you talking about like with Kenyan artists, for example?
Just generally in the world, let's look at it from a global, Kenyan Western, because the label system, of course, the same principles have been applied here.
Yeah.
So how do we get, because they'll always fight the direct consumer thing. They will always fight it.
Yes.
And right now it's brand loyalty. YouTube is red, it's in your face. You can turn on your TV, YouTube.
Yeah.
How do we circumnavigate?
I think that it's okay to be a local artist. And if you have that perspective, you can be able to monetize outside of this machine of YouTube and Spotify. A lot of the artists in Kenya who make a lot of money are artists who you and me don't listen to. They are on vernacular stations. Vernacular stations play their music all day. There's nothing else to play. Kama ni ngoma za Wajaluo, ni ngoma za Wajaluo full time, and that's what they play. So there's revenue on that side. You don't need a label per se to be able to crack that side. But if you're trying to grow upwards into the international markets, then yes, I guess you need a label. Why you want to do that is the question. Why? Why want to be big in America? What's the point?
I think it's a capitalistic thing where the earning potential. So look at Russ. Russ is balling.
Russ is balling.
Out of control. Put Russ on the screen. He's one of the pioneers of the indie movement. But he talks. You can't. Bro.
But he did a deal with Colombia after. Yeah.
Distribution.
He took a big check. Was it a distribution check? I think so.
Dolph,
bro.
They killed him though.
They killed Dolph, bro.
And there's theories around that whole thing because...
Long live Dolph,
Shout out Dolph, man.
Maze, bro. Blakini umse
man.
Umse aliharibu. He pressed the issue.
Yeah.
He pressed the issue. As much as it's wrong, he pressed the issue. Hizo mangoma, bro.
He resisted, bro. Do you remember the time he comes out of a label meeting and they said, like, they're trying to give me 23 million.
Yeah, and he was serious, bro.
Like, they're trying to give me 23 million. And he's like, I'm not going to take it, bro, because the indie route. But now think about all the players, the guys you speak of, the hoodies, the guys, the owners of this, the behind the scenes guys. They look at that and they're like, I can just say DNA and this guy had beef. Take this guy out haraka.
Oh, you think the labels took him out?
I'm a conspiracy guy.
What do you think? I think
there's an element there to that whole... Because the people he was against are label guys.
CMG.
Buy, but they also happen to be retired gangsters.
Uh-huh.
So it would behoove them for them to satisfy the powers that be and then get away with it. take a guy like that out, because what message are you spreading? We can't have successful rappers independent. It's dangerous to the machine. So with everything that's happening, bro, guys being shot, Charlie Kirk being, of course, that's a potentiality, man. Because money, bro, money, and the defense for money, and the machine that's great, bro, that machine will defend itself by all means.
You think so?
By all means.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So the direct consumer thing it's tough.
It's tough in the beginning. Also, labels now serve a very different purpose than they did before. Now the label wants to see your numbers. Before the label wanted to see your talent. Now they want to see umse Instagram akona watu wangapi, umse TikTok yake iko aje. So they are signing you based on your ability to sell other things, not necessarily the music. So yeah, I think if you know what to do, you can make it without labels.
What's your take on streaming, man? Streaming is taking over, man. I saw you start seeing Kardashian going on Kai Cenat. You start seeing,
hey, bro.
You start seeing Marlon Wayans going on Kai Cenat.
Because they're watching Speed and Neon and seeing those checks.
And how for the audience and for you, of course, how different is I Show Speed from the cool guy in the store who could just jump and do things? Now he just said, bring a camera.
He just went hard, bro. Umseni Norma.
Kabisa.
He has a vibe.
Of course, he has a vibe, but we grew up with an I Show Speed. Everyone here had an I Show Speed in their store. Yeah. Fast guy, could run fast, could talk, was an interesting guy, interesting enough, would try the different hairstyle. Well, this guy, and shout out Western entertainment, man. These guys, they push.
They do it big.
They push. Yeah, rumor had it he signed a $600 million deal. I don't know if that was real, but
$600 million
deal. I don't know if it was with Kick or with one of these streaming platforms.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna give you $600 million, how much am I making? Yeah. That's what people need to start thinking about.
Yeah.
If an entity is willing to give you the talent $600 million, how much are they making? And what are they offering that I cannot do for myself if I can generate $600 million?
The professionalism. So if you told me, hey bro, let me give you 200 million shillings right now, or I break it down for you and give you 2 million a month until the 100 months are over, I might take the 200 mil because kesho hatujui.
Ka COVID.
You never know. Anything can happen. Do you think an African streamer can blow up?
I already have my bets on this Lumo guy. I know guys really downplay him, and I was like,
Lumo.
Actually, Lumo. He's a streamer, Kenyan streamer. What's his full name? Check on TikTok.
Okay.
Guy is out of here, man. In the next 10 years, he's out of here. Right now he's fringe because, like I said, Africa, we're always 10 years behind. Me, I'm Joe Rogan 10 years behind Joe Rogan.
Okay.
This guy is streaming 10 years behind, 5-6 years behind the mainstream streamers that are doing well right now. But eventually it catches on because with streaming, you have 200K guys who are loyal and rabid about your content. Tell these guys to send $5. Guys are sending bucks all through the day. You do a backflip, they send you. You do something fun, they send you. You bring a shorty to studio, you check how they send you. You make her twerk, they send you. Bro, by the time Kim K, the biggest reality star ever humanity has ever seen, is going on Kai's stream.
Yeah.
Bro, it's a different animal.
That's where it's at there.
That's where it's at. We should consider, in fact, me and my good friend Sajid are trying to find a way to create a streaming version of ourselves.
Okay.
We want to stream because, bro, I've started seeing the fruits of this podcasting. At some point, it was just some struggling thing on the side, but now I'm starting to see like, wait a minute, this thing could eventually actually rival the main career, which is my day job.
Okay.
And streaming for sure will also go in that direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I don't see why not. How are CPMs for streaming? I find like the machine is kind of skewed towards entertainment, towards rewarding entertainment from that side of the world.
It boils down to the conversion rate. So in Kenya, let me first use YouTube because that's what I'm familiar with. In Kenya, we don't have purchasing power. We don't have a lot of people, and even the people who have it, are not easily willing to spend. So you'll watch an ad for Glow. You'll skip it, haraka. You'll see a new Samsung. In the States, there's a consumerism thing. So if Burger King advertise a new burger, guys will buy it en masse. New phone en masse. New product en masse. So the eyeballs that come from the West are, like for me, what I experienced with the Big Homie episodes, 7-8 times my earnings, just from having eyeballs coming from there.
that side, yeah.
Because whatever ads are running, people are buying stuff.
Right.
And that's it boils down to that. It's a conversion thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you have a podcast, DNA?
Because I'm a very bogus guy, bro.
What do you mean? Has this guy given us a fire episode so far? What do you mean?
I'm a very bogus guy, bro. And I started streaming and then I was like, oh man, sasa me and my big mouth and saying the truth, bro. These guys are just going to shut me down.
But that's where it's at. You have to see that the thing with if you decide to go that path, you have to be willing to go with it all the way.
All the way.
Look at Andrew Tate.
Bad guy.
Andrew Tate sits on and he's like, I initially was believing the propaganda. Then I did my own research. I'm like, this guy is the truth. All those things about he had people locked up. Bro, even those chicks have come out to say that's bullshit. That didn't happen.
The Matrix was after him.
Matter of fact, this guy was treating us really well, you know?
Yeah.
But you see him, he's decided to go with it all the way.
All the way, yani, all the way.
You can't start second guessing yourself halfway at, hey, should I not? Should
Kwani
I?
umetumwa na Mungu, bro? Kwani umetumwa na Mungu?
No.
Because,
Yeah.
So like I was telling you, I think leaning into this thing is what might work. I feel like God sent me messages through my kids sometimes. I've had very interesting things happen through my kids. My small daughter is one who was telling me about content, and then I felt like, oh, metumwa. So let me consider this. But with content, you have to go all the way, like my nigga Kasipul.
Yes.
Chawa the Great.
Yes.
Bro.
He's him.
Do you
all
see
the
how
time.
hard that nigga goes?
24/7, 365, 366 in a leap, bro.
Bro.
All the time.
All in.
The moment the camera is on, yeah. Like, I feel bad sometimes when I see how KRG is to trend at will. Like in an after, just call some guys, bring some cameras. The guy is trending, man. Bro, the fact that you are who you are, there's a star power that comes. I don't know if it's a gift from God or it's a blessing that you just were born with.
Waswahili wanaita nyota. Hiyo ni nyota.
Ni nyota.
Nyota, mzee nyota.
Bro, if you did this thing meticulously and consistently, and you have to be ready to go through I have 6 subscribers.
Yeah.
Now I have 15.
Yeah.
I remember my wife bought me a cake when I had 100 subscribers. You know, it was like a celebration in this house. 100 YouTube. I want 27K now. You have to go through those motions. Bila shame. Because what people nowadays are scared of is, that video got 30 views.
No, my skin is tough now.
You have to go through that and be okay with that for you to be able to now live in the purpose that you feel is being presented to you. You have to shed that fear of, fuck, I put this thing out, 200 views, guy. You have to shed that, bro.
Yeah. And just go all in.
Just go all in. What's stopping you, bro? What is literally stopping you?
Yeah. Fame. I lost a taste for fame, but now I just have to sit in it.
But imagine how control fame. Bro, where are we shooting? We're shooting my house.
Yeah.
In a converted bedroom. Yeah.
And this is quite a vibe, bro.
Imagine. So there's no pressure stage necessarily. There's no pressure rehearsal. There's no pressure. There are so many things that are now removed from that element. That's why I love podcasting. But I want to pick your brain. Let's touch conspiracy before we go, man. Conspiracies lazima, man.
Mm-hmm.
What conventional conspiracies do you believe?
That the moon landing was not real.
Talk about it.
Oof, man. You saw the president on a jack phone.
Nixon.
Talking to guys on the moon on a jack phone, bro. Mazenya asa utupima. Wow. Asa utupima mbaya, bro.
But for conversational sake, of course I'm on that side of the belief system. But now let me poke holes.
Yes.
Why didn't Russia call states out? Was there like consensus behind the scenes? Like, sasa umefika sawa basi.
Do you know who Bob Lazar is?
Of course.
Okay. So, my niece Bob Lazar.
Put Bob Lazar on the screen.
Bad guy. Gave his life. He gave his life for the truth.
Element?
If only he knew that we live in a post-truth world where what the largest number of people believe surpasses facts.
Imagine.
If how many are we now? 8 billion. If 4.1 billion people say the sky is green.
Bro, we have 2 billion Muslims. We have 4 billion Christians.
Yeah.
That's it. That if you want to get a clearer picture of what DNA is describing, that is that. But talk about Bob Lazar, man.
So Bob Lazar is Bob Lazar gave his life trying to explain how the US government has, that aliens have landed on Earth and the rocket ships are there and the government has reverse engineered the technology and all this. And they kept asking Bob Lazar, but if it is true, are you telling me that they made everybody collude and keep it a secret? How do you keep a secret between so many departments? Kuna kitu sasa inaitwa compartmentalization of info. You're part of the mix, you're part of the mix, you're part of the mix, I'm part of the mix, but we don't know the higher goal of what this game is. So I think that mass control is at the best interest of all the powers. So these guys ran with that joke of a story, ikashika, asa wakasema basi game iendelee.
We chose to go to the moon.
Game iendelee, man.
Was Kennedy was in on it?
The president? No. Oh, wait, that's a good question. Was the president in on it?
Because the first talks of it was before Nixon. It was JFK. The famous speech for
it was JFK.
The first president to talk about going to the moon.
Oh yes, going to the moon. But yes, it was during Nixon's administration that
they went.
That they pulled it off.
There's that famous speech. You can put a snippet of we chose to go to the moon, not because it is easy, because these things are hard. See, we're American. He gives a whole,
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win, and the others too.
Bro.
But they peeled his top off.
Bro.
For calling out secret societies.
Who peeled his top off?
It's either this, I believe it's the CIA, bro.
The CIA.
Because, again, put this famous speech. The guy talked about the very word secrecy is repugnant. And he gave a whole speech around how we should oppose secret societies and secret oaths and secret meetings.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
So that noble guy.
Yeah.
They're like, hold my beer.
But you don't seem to know how this goes. I'll tell you another one.
Talk about it.
When all the rich guys in the world came together and the powers that be from the darkness came and told them, guys, we need a Federal Reserve for money oversight.
Jekyll Island.
Across the world.
Yeah.
And all the rich boys and girls said, no, we don't. And then they were told, by the way, guys, there's a boat. Called the Titanic. And would love for all of you to parlay with us. And all the guys who were against the Federal Reserve,
they boarded.
Walikunywa maji, bro.
Literally. Dili kakunywa maji.
Let's come closer. The biggest, what was now the greatest scam in the history of humanity.
Which is it?
The fungus among us.
The vid. You know the vid, you talk about the vid on this platform, they make you take an exam on the back end, bro.
No way.
Yeah, if you speak counter narrative.
Wow.
You that and the thing that was meant to protect you from the vid.
Yeah.
If you speak about those two things.
Yikes.
It's a problem, man.
Okay, so I will let that go because we need his viewers' mind.
Do you believe in the devil and God?
Yes.
In a literal sense?
This is why.
Okay.
This is why. Because I understood what the play was. So I know that.
So yes. What was the play in your estimation with that, the fungus thingy?
So if you go on YouTube and search EVENT 201, Event 201, you see the rehearsal of this, of the play. Because on that side, you have to. It's kind of like how would I say? It's some weird thing where you have to show the people you're going to do what you're going to do.
It's a principle where for them to be allowed to do that it's like a pact that Satan and God told him, but you have to tell guys. So they have to kind of present it to you before the fact. And that's why Hollywood presents so many things to us.
Before they happen.
Yes. So do you think this thing that's hurling at Earth is a real thing?
I don't even know about that. Is there something?
They're calling it the Atlas what? Atlas something. There's like a meteor that's being suspected because of how it's moving to be potentially like some alien. Do you think the aliens actually eventually come?
The aliens have been here, bro. They're here with us now as we speak. Some of them walk among us.
So aliens...
Pitana and say, bro, alafu you get the creeps. Like...
Do you think aliens are demons or aliens are aliens?
Terrain. Terrain. I think that during World War II, humans made contact with aliens. And this is how a lot of that technology exists, because we didn't have it before.
The Wi-Fi's of this world.
All these things came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, we're inventing things. Wongo. It's the aliens. So we made contact with the aliens, and for some reason, they stay hidden. But I don't believe that in this vast expanse, we can be the only intelligent life.
Do you think the guy you met, Charlotte Manruto, at that level, do they have access to this info? Like, is Ruto, by the time he's lying in State House, in his robe brushing his teeth, does he know for a fact they're aliens because they are briefed as presidents of heads of state?
No, I don't think so. Like when they went into Libya, for example, who was the Secretary of State? It was
Clinton.
No,
it wasn't.
Was it Clinton?
Yeah, it was
It was Clinton.
Yes.
Yeah, so they compartmentalized the info so much that by the time even the president is understanding, also this was a mistake, he was fully sold that this is all the info. So
all the weapons of mass destruction,
all those stories, yeah, like why, whatever reason we have to go into this country.
But they went for Gilgamesh is that's a story for another. Gilgamesh is Anunnaki, one of the they found one of the bodies of Gilgamesh in Iraq, and they had to find a reason to go there, and that's why they went. I'll send you a documentary. It's crazy stuff.
I went to Egypt, bro, with my brother, and I saw the pyramids. When we went, I was like, these guys played us. There's lost tech, and we are more primitive than these guys.
For sure,
bro.
But what do you think caused? What kind of? You think it was a cataclysmic event, and everything just wiped out?
So the flood myth is present in all cultures that exist on the earth. The flood story is real.
They found Noah's Ark in Turkey, petrified on a mountain, and it's not mainstream news. Like the dimensions, bro. In the Bible, where they say it terminated, it's there, and they found it on a mountain. This is not a conspiracy. This is not a hypothesis. This is a fact. Bro, they've gone there with LiDAR. They've confirmed the dimensions. They've checked what do you call those metal detectors? Bro, it's there. So how these things don't make mainstream news, to me, I'm like, are the rigors of life of trying to earn a buck so intense that people are just dumbed down? We're just all trying to survive and buy our next shopping, that such information can be there and no one is saying shit about it. That blows my mind every day.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood,
but by principalities and rulers of... maybe I'm butchering it.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and rulers of darkness in high places. That's what the Christian's book says. When I see the news and the things that are frontlined, nobody can convince me that an agenda doesn't exist to put fear in our minds, to put bullshit in our minds. I tell my kids about the Matrix. Sometimes we argue. Daddy,
what are their thoughts?
The Matrix. Daddy, everything. You say everything is the Matrix, Daddy.
First of all, I love the fact that you talk to your kids about such shit. Man.
Bro.
Respect.
Bro, I was talking with my daughter about femicide the other day. We're getting spicy.
Yeah.
Terrain. Utapoteza views,
it
bro.
was at that moment
that you knew you messed up. So I'm talking with my daughter. with my daughters, their mom is there, and then my daughter starts telling me about femicide, and she's like, okay, tell me how the background around this story, because I don't believe this femicide. Everybody goes, oh my God, they go, oh my God, what? Everybody's losing their minds. Then I say, okay, let's do a Google search.
We've clipped that.
Yeah. I expect the worst from you, bro. So we do a Google search. Of every 10 humans killed, how many are men?
I'd say 8.
Correct, Amundo. These are murder stats from across the world. Of 10 people taken out, 8 are men. Where is it?
So is this a narrative that's been created by
the Matrix?
The Soros Foundation.
The Matrix, the one that wants me to worry about somebody who broke his leg in Kepingetich and not worry about what's happening to the economics of my country. That one.
The last one I'll leave with you. And I want to ask this the last one because I asked it because it's on my mind heavy. The simulation theory. How is it not true? You know it? Are you familiar?
That we live in a simulation.
Can I break it down?
Tell me.
So they reference video games as the reference.
Yes.
And they reference Pong. Pong was one of the first games that ever existed. You're moving a slider, ting, 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 ting. And 15, 20 years later, you have Super Mario. 20 years later, you have GTA San Andreas. Another 20 years now waiting for GTA 6. This is 2025. What about the year 2455? What is the GTA of then? If right now on GTA, DNA, you can have a whole life on the platform where you're doing things, you have friends, you're playing with guys, Maju, literally. You have money, you have cars, you have shorties, you do guys when do drugs. It's a whole world, but virtually, of course. And that's in a span of 40 years from to this. Add another 300, 400 years. What is that? So they say we are already that. Like there's a parallel universe. No, we are. Like this version, you and me, are already that. But our simulation is so advanced, we're creating simulations within our simulation. How do you poke holes at that? Unless technology has a ceiling. Let's say at some point technology stops. Even 40 years, extrapolate that times 400 years. How indistinguishable will be a game like GTA from real life?
From real life, yes.
And so now they're espousing that this is it already. It's just that guys don't realize. And then at some point, the creator of the simulation was like, we will give these guys autonomy.
Yeah.
Let's see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because right now we control the guy in the game.
Yeah.
Now throw in autonomy. Bro, but the books talk about this. God's main thing was you guys on free will, Maze. Give you guys free will. We've been hinted at, bro. Like, they've kind of thrown hints. So how is that not plausible? More plausible than any religion we know.
It's possible. So to each his own. Me, when I talk about God, it's to each his own. I'm not, I don't believe in evangelism. I don't. Not at all. I believe in, let me see the God in you. Namaste. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I've come up in the Christian faith. I ascribe to the Christian faith, but don't sell me words. Let me feel godliness. Do godliness in the society around you. Hii mambo ingine mimi hapa natambua. And to me, I feel that is the essence of everything. Call it what you want. Follow whatever faith, because these faiths have had they've done a lot of good in society. When you have a common belief system that everybody can follow. But at the same time, the root of it all, where we all came from, nini, kila msee anaamini ile kitu anaamini. Do we live in a simulation? Quite possibly. You
heard it from DNA. Now in parting, I'd like you to just look in this camera and say something DNA-esque for my audience as we land the plane, man. First of all, I hope you've had a good time.
I've had a blast, bro.
It's been amazing.
A blast.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, man. Come on, man. Yeah. Every other time with Eric, DNA ndani yake, ndio hii show mse. Watch the episode, like, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. A living legend in the house. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from DNA. It's been been a real pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming, man. The
Cheers,
open
bro.
invite stands.
I had
man.
a good time.
Anytime
Thank you,
you
man.
you have something on your chest, it doesn't have to be. It could be anything. You have an open invite, bro. Asante sana, bro.
Let's go.
Every other time with Eric DNA, it's a wrap.